I'm so excited and honored, Monique, to have you on because I don't know that we've had this type of engagement from Facebook with the large number of likes that we've had. So it just tells me that your influence it travels and it travels well. So it's not about San Antonio or the deep central Texas area. It's way past that. So I'd like to get into that for just a second. But first and foremost, I thank you for honoring me and us today. Thanks for honoring I'd say our nation with your service that we're gratefully thankful for. Um, there's so many accolades that we could spend the next 10 minutes on those, and we will not because they're extensive. But I'm anxious to hear whatever it is you're wanting to share with us. Um, but I would start by the influence around this country. Where does that come from? Was that military families relocating around the country? I know that it's part of your engagement with MegaCamp, Family Reunion, Masterminds. You're very purposeful, I think, about meeting and networking with other professionals around the country and I'd say even abroad. Again, without putting words in your mouth, speak on that for a second before we get started.
Yes, yes. So I want to first thank you for having me on because who would ever think that we would be on Ben Baker show? Like not me. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you and thank you for your consistency because you're always here on Tuesday when I show up, even when I'm late. And I just really appreciate that. Thank you. Um my influence, I believe, is from my military background. So I did 28 years in the Air Force and we've been all over. Me and my family, we've been stationed in Belgium, in Asia, Europe. We just been all over. And everywhere I've gone, I've taken care of airmen. And that's really where my influence that's all of my adult life has been in the military. So that's where I get a lot of my connections. That's where my network is. And now that I'm an agent, every time I'm traveling to a different city, I'm going to come visit your office or something like that. Because for me, it is truly about relationships. And I believe being that it didn't really hit me that way until I turned 50. For some reason, it's that 50 thing. When it hits you, you feel like there's more years behind you than, in front of you. And so relationships become very important. Very
Hey, man, wait a minute. Let me just back up for a second. You're 50? You,
51.
what? Oh, oh my goodness. Then again, I'm not blowing smoke when I say you don't, sweetheart, you look more like maybe 40 and not
Woo, I love it.
51, right? And let me also say that you wear gray so well, so
This is
well.
new. This is new. I'm experimenting. Do I want to grow my grays out? And I think I do. It
I
all,
saw that on a post and I'm like, go with it. Go with
yes, it's amazing on men. It just makes you guys look so elegant. And so for us, we're not sure, but I think I'm gonna embrace it. So I'm testing the waters right now.
You are, sweet. You're beautiful either way, but I'm like, go with it. Lean more into you.
Yes,
Yes,
thank you.
yes. So thank you for sharing that. So what else? Where else is your superpower? Because I think there's so many. I look at all the awards and stuff, and I know that you have to be focused, driven, uh, all the adjectives that I can come up with, but where does that come from in you?
So I have to say that I have always been a behind the scenes leader. I don't need to be up front. I don't need to be the person in charge. My work ethic always have spoken for itself. And in that, people expect certain things once you rise to the top. And so being that I don't want to be in charge, I don't want to open my own brokerage or anything like that. I appreciate being a mentor to airmen. So, I believe in giving back. My community growing up was really took care of us. And, I grew up in Compton. And so our community really took care of us. And in the military, we've learned also to take care of our community. So I believe in giving back here in San Antonio. I'm a part of a lot of organizations. I teach Ignite class wherever I can teach and give back. I was mentoring yesterday to a couple of new agents in Heritage. We are the #1 KW office
Yes, you
around the
are.
world.
Yes, you are. Yeah. And we're coming for you here at Dallas Preston Road.
Come
Just know
on, come on.
that.
But I love my office and I love the opportunities they give to me to teach. And if I could just be frank and honest, um, it's not all the time that they will give an African American female opportunities. And Heritage has really done that, allowed me to come up, teach. They've grown me in areas I needed to grow, and they give me the resources. So I think that when people have the opportunity to give back, they really should.
Like you hit two things, and again, I'm going to be very brief. Um, One, opportunity, I think, is important, especially sometimes when you look like we look. And I also heard your community, because the public, and I'd say the media, they would portray your community as not one of support. Compton, right? We hear Compton, and in the media, it's mostly negative. But your community, just like I'd say the Douglas community here in Plano, which was all us, right? It was truly, it took a village back then.
Yes,
And
yes,
so my neighbors, they weren't bashful about chastising me when I needed to.
yes.
They never laid a hand on me because I never gave them reason. But again, I think our community support, our family support, it's vital to our success and who we've developed to be. So I'm
Yes.
glad to hear you say that, you know what, Compton, they were very supportive of you.
I'm going to tell you how supportive they are. And I know we're not here to talk about this, but I was raised by a single parent, and we have experienced foreclosure very young, and my neighbor took us in. And so that's how supportive our community was. We had, Miss Crane and my best girlfriend, Danye, we're still friends today. They took us in, and being so young, I didn't really know what that was. I just thought, oh, I get to live with my best friend. Um, but they fed us, they took us in, my grandparents took us. It was definitely a community. And so to go out into San Antonio community, there's a lot of need here. And I find that the need is not only physical need, but people need the education. It's not always there, not in our community. So I'm striving to be a part of that group that's educating in our community.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep leading. Keep inspiring people. So I'm so impressed. So what else? What else today would you like for us to share that maybe we don't know?
What don't you know? I'm a pretty open book. This business is not easy. It is not easy. Some people make it look really easy. I have some people I look up in the industry that makes it look really easy, but it's really hard and you have to lean in. And I'm going to say that I recently lost a listing. And it happens. You have to be transparent and you have to grow some tough skin. And then I have to look at it and see where I failed and then going to fall forward in that area. I've also been last year, and as a leader, I'm going to take responsibility. Is I try to grow a team, and I failed, but I'm falling forward, and I know where I failed, and I failed the young ladies that I brought on, but I didn't hire the right way. You know, I didn't have systems in place that can support a team. My systems support me, but
Right.
they didn't support a team. So I took the last couple months last year of just building out my systems. I got a coach. I never thought I needed a coach.
Right.
Um, when you're putting up
Your,
numbers,
your face is frozen, but we hear you. So absolutely keep going.
okay, so when you're putting up the numbers I'm putting, you think you don't need a coach. And it's so far from the truth. You're not going to grow unless you have the right coach and the right systems. And so I
Yeah,
had
you
to put
talking about your
systems,
coach. Yes.
yeah, I had to put systems in place. I had to get a coach because we don't know what we don't know.
Amen.
And I feel like now I'm actually ready to restart growing a team. But in that, you have to, in growing a team, you have to hire the right way. it's not always that you want to hire friends and people you see around the brokerage that you like and things like that. You have to hire the right way.
Keep going,
So
please.
yeah, so
There you
tell
go.
me, so I had a difficult time like really picking a coach because there's different coaches for different reasons. And I
Yes.
hired my coach and she was wonderful. I hired my coach to help me with systems, but that's not necessarily a coach that will help you with growth. Like there's different type coaches and she was amazing. But when you're looking at hiring a coach, you have to know what you're looking for. And you have to really feel that you have to value. Some people don't value coaches and it may not work for you because you're going with a negative mindset. Your mindset have to be right and you have to be focused and you have to do the homework. So yeah, those are the things that I learned from trying to grow a team. But I have some really good people that I've reached out to that will help me build a really strong team.
Okay, so right now, is it is it you and an admin, you and a showing agent?
So
what does Black Label look like right now?
yes, so Black Label Realty Group was established last year around March because I was on a team in a partnership and my team decided to get up and leave and didn't. And as a partner on that team, he did not let me know ahead of time. And so I was just like devastated, like, wait, what's going on? And so, and he went to the competitor, EXP. So I was like, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. And it caused me to quickly shift. I had to shift, like, what am I gonna do? And my my broker, Craig, was so supportive in what do you want to do? And so we had an attorney on staff named Jack, and he was like, whatever you need to do, we're here for you to succeed. And I shifted in like 30 days. In just established the Black Label Realty Group. And we've been quite successful. And last year was just me and my assistant, and I almost killed her. 95 transactions almost killed her. And
Kills you
so,
too.
yes,
If
yes,
you're
but
not careful. Yes,
she was up. She was up
burnout
with,
is real. Yes.
it's very real. And she was up to like midnight every night with me. Because things had to get done that needed to be transparent to my clients. Um, and so January, it took me a long time to do the KPA and hire the right way. But then I hired another assistant. So I have Desiree now. So it's just me, Desiree, and Cindy right now. And I'm trying to interview for some showing agents because it's getting quite busy, quite
Yes.
busy.
Yes. Well, again,
You have a
that tells us so much about you that you've got that type of production that it's just you. And you know, and again, an admin now too that are working and supporting you because your systems, I think your energy, your processes have to really be fine-tuned in order to do
yeah.
that level of production. And so again, I'm already inspired because I know what I'm doing here locally, and I think, sweetheart, you're leading the way, so I'm coming.
Yes. And you know, you have to keep refining your systems and your
Yes,
processes. You have to keep, once they're in place, that's not it. You have to keep going back to them. And I just went back to my system and say, hey, add this. And so for me, it's very important. Client touch is very important to me,
yes,
always after the transaction, because the way I treat my clients is how I treat my cousins. Like we're family. I'm not going to put you just in any old junky house that I would not want to live in. So I'm very honest, transparent, and open from the start of the transaction to the end. Like, I wouldn't put my son in this house. You're not going to buy this house. And these are the reasons why. And during that whole time, you know, they gain your trust and they really become family. And even after the transaction, they're family. I'm still calling. Right now, I'm doing a lot of client touches because it's time to protest taxes. So I want my cousins, hey, protest your taxes. These are the reasons why. Even though I made a Facebook Live, I'm still calling them. It's like, do you need help? Have you done this? I need you to do this because it's going to be, you know, beneficial to you. So for me, relationships, this business is about relationship.
amen.
You can make a lot of money, but it's really not about the money. I'm over 50. It's not about the money. It's really about relationship. How many people gonna come to my funeral and say nice stuff? So I want all my cousins there. So it's really about relationships and doing what's right by people, not just getting them into a house. It's not about that. It is
No.
not about that. And I love what I'm doing so much that, and I know people say, if you love what you're doing, you will never have to worry about a commission check. The money is nice because it helps me to give back to my community because they need it. But yeah, it's really about relationships and relationships all over. I want to come to your baby showers. I want to
Yes,
be there when you get married. I want, and when your kids get married and your dog have a birthday, I'm gonna send you a bone.
yes.
It's about relationships.
I love that. You know, and our buddy Emmerich Peace, who you also know,
Yes.
Emmerich said something, and I hope that I quote it perfectly. He said, "Relationships will take us places that money can't," or something like that. And I had heard it before, but I love the way that he put it. And so I think that you embody that all day, and I think that we also attempt to do that here also. Let me ask you quickly about um, because I'm reminded, or I'm reminding Christina, who you see there on the screen, who's my right hand, is that at some point this year we're going to transition from basically the Ben Baker team into our new name. Did you think that was that important to you to go from maybe your name to Black Label?
It was for a few reasons. So
Yeah.
in the military, we're always taught that the team is not the person at the top. It's about all of the airmen, the sailors, the soldiers. And so I wanted a name where people could feel like it was their team. This is your team. This is not the Monique Slater team. You have input. You're valued. I want to hear what you have to say. How do we improve? How do we correct the mistakes that we've made? And when we fell in that area, okay, I failed as a leader. Let me get myself together and get this process together. But when we accomplish things, it's not me. It's my team. My team did that. I could not have done what I did last year without Cindy. Absolutely not. I would have been drowned. We were drowning together.
Right.
So it was important for me to have a team name. And Cindy was part of that process, actually.
Okay. I love that. So just be on the lookout. At some point, I haven't started yet, but I think by year's end, and I'm not gonna divulge what our new direction and team and logo is going to be. But again, I'm ready for that because my son, who is also, I believe, on this call, I want folks to again, same, just what you said, know that this is the team. This isn't about Ben Baker, right? This is about the standards that I've set. And I think the professionals around me that are all here to serve you and serve you at a high level. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about that, and I love Black Label, and so anxious to hopefully have an opportunity to refer some business down at San Antonio, and I hope that we'll be on your list here locally. If
Absolutely.
there's ever an
Absolutely.
opportunity, we're anxious to serve you at a high level, and that's exactly what you expect, and that's exactly what we're going to deliver. So. See, I told you, I mean, the first 15 minutes or 20, I mean, it goes so quick. So,
Yeah.
so what else? Is
Hold
there
on,
a
hold on, hold on.
oh,
We have multiple questions in the chat
okay.
that I
All
would
right,
like
then
to
hit it.
address. So let's start from the bottom. How do you follow up with your clients and referrals, which also leads into what apps and systems are helping you the most to processing 95 deals?
So I don't know if I should say this, but I am so open and transparent. We were trying Command last year. We really were. We were in just trying it so hard. We recently just switched to Brevity, and I had to switch because my assistant that I just hired, Desiree, whatever she's comfortable operating, I had to switch to that system for her because I'm not working in the system. She's
Yes.
working in it. And I was like, whatever you want. So she tried all these other systems, or she made the calls, and Brevity was the one she wanted to go with. So we're just now, I mean, we got like daily training. When I say we just jumped into it, it's not even been 30 days. So it's working for her. Hopefully it's seamless to my clients because they don't realize the systems change. They're getting like emails different because if you're in Command, you're going to use, MailChimp and stuff like that. But we have to do our own on Brevity. So that's what we're using. And what was the other question? I'm 50.
Is there an
Right.
app? Is there an app or so? I think Kenneth asked, what apps are you using? Is there some apps that are helping you be efficient at what you do?
The apps I haven't got started on the apps because like I said, Brevity is so new to me and I'm just training with them. So no, but other than MLS, no, there's
No.
no apps.
And,
I don't use the Kelly app like I should.
and I
No.
think that's gone
How,
away anyway, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how do you follow up with your clients and referrals?
So we have different touches we do. So monthly, I'm trying to touch my clients every month. It's very hard because in my database it's large. But so every month there's a theme that we're going to use for touching them. And for April, it was about taxes and your homestead exemption and things like that. So I always try to touch them with something of value. For May, it's protesting your taxes. It's protesting the taxes. I have people that are in my database that they don't own a home yet. They will. Don't, but we still touch them. So May is also Mother's Day, so we'll touch them that way. I'm reaching out to them. My assistant is reaching out to them. They may get an email. They get a monthly newsletter. Just however we gonna touch. Sometimes they get gifts. They should have gotten gifts this month. Just things like that.
Monique,
And then
do you have any client events or functions?
We do. We have client events. We had for April, we had Easter pictures for the children where we set it up where you can get your children's pictures done for Easter. So we have a client event once a quarter. And in June, we're going to have movie night. I don't want to say what movie, but there's one coming out that it's a kids movie that's going to, and it's always like a kids movie. So last year we went to Wakanda 2.
We did too.
Yeah, rented out the theater. So in June, we're renting out the theater again. And I consider those client events, but it's
Absolutely.
stuff that I always try to do family events. Now,
Sure.
every once in a while, I'll have a happy hour. Y'all come over to happy hour and have a drink on me because so you just need to relax at the end of the week sometimes. And
Amen.
so,
Amen. One other thing, Jordan, thank you also for your service. We really appreciate that. Chris, was there another question you were throwing out?
Yes, there are two, both kind of with the military part. So one was, can you touch base on the military part of your business? And Jordan also mentioned that he went to the military and didn't think about like connecting his civilian career with that aspect. So he was just wondering, how did you leverage either of those relationships or your experience early in your career to build leads?
okay. Hey, Jordan, thank you for your service. So one way so recently, let me jump. Recently, I was just honored to be named the South Regional Ambassador for KW military. And you don't even have to be military to be a part of that community. And we have a lot of good things that's going on in KW military. So if you're a part of KW, just go into command and you have to affiliate yourself with KW military, and it's free. We do have a pro site, but it's free and you get a lot of good information. But we're leaning forward with KW's initiative for Thrive 25, and we're excited about it. We're going to grow agents in the military area. So if any way you want to be affiliated with the military and have military referrals, you have to affiliate within command and then just join our group. Very easy, especially if you're in KW. I know some people on the call are not from KW, but I can help you move over to KW also. But if you are in KW, join our community. It's free. I know we have different communities like the sports and entertainment, the land, luxury, blah, blah, blah. But KW military is free. So I don't know why people are not part of our community because we're actually teaching as the regional ambassador my job is to go out and teach the agents. It has nothing to do with the clients. Teaching the agents down here in South Texas how to deal with the military, how to get military referrals, how to speak the lingo because PCS, report no later than date, all that stuff is very foreign if you have not been a veteran. But if you are a veteran like Jordan, just reach out. It's all about your sphere of influence. You have people that you were stationed with and they love you. reach out to them, let them know that you're an agent. Don't be like a secret agent, and just join some military groups in your community. So I'm part of some veteran groups here, and not because I want referrals, because it's still in me. And I had a hard time leaving. And so that's how I stay connected to the military, is joining some regional or some local military groups that you have in your city, and they need help. Like our USOs just send out invites for volunteers, and so just get involved, and that's how you stay connected with your military community.
Relationships, my goodness.
Yes.
Chris, you good? Is that it?
Well, I just want to check in. Sally, is your question answered, or do you have anything specific about the military aspect of her business?
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't know that you could join the KW military free. My husband served, and we have, different things, like we pay for our military, we'll pay for their inspection when they're purchasing a home.
Right.
So little things like that we can stand out to do for our military, but I didn't know it was free. So
It's free. And let me tell you why it was opened up. It hasn't always been opened up, but it was recently opened up, and we have two great top ambassadors at the top. And they had to explain it to me. So being a veteran, you have to explain it to me like, no, I'm the one that went overseas and I served, and but when Matt explained it to me, it was like a light bulb went off. We have a lot of parents that have lost their children that have served. Why can't they join? Why can't they be part of our community? We have a lot of sisters that have, that had, family members that have joined. Why can't they join our community? If you just love like serving the military and you appreciate veterans, why can't you join our community? So when he opened it up and he explained it, I was like, oh,
Yes.
so you can join, and it is free.
And we
And
will.
I think that's
If we're
amazing
not, we
because-
will. Yes.
Yeah, and with my husband being in military, even with, when we got together, he wasn't getting disability, and I'm like, why aren't you getting disability? Why aren't you doing these things that you have the right to do? And he
Yes.
didn't start moving until he had, of course, the right woman by his side to push him to do that. Well, people need the right agent by their side.
Yes.
And a lot of us, I don't know, I don't see, I think I'm robbing my client if I'm paying for that lead or whatnot. I feel like I can give back to them more if I'm able to not have to give 40% commission or 35% commission or what.
Right.
I can serve my client better, because in the back of my mind, I don't have, oh man, I'm not even going to make this whole commission. I'm going to make chump change.
And you know what? And you know why you're valuable in the KW military is because I may not know what it feels like to be a spouse. You guys do stuff in the back and to support, and not to have your spouse there when we're gone. We need to know, like, what is it like to peace? I have right now a client, her husband's on the ship and she's moving the whole family by herself.
Mm.
That's huge. And so we want to support you guys, and we want you to be part of our community.
Well, I am so blessed and honored that you're part of ours and part of mine. And so you have definitely brought the meat this week, Monique. I am so thrilled. Thank you again for joining us. Guys, I'm sure that Christina has placed her information there in the chat like she always does, because if you need someone to serve your clients at a high level in the San Antonio region, then you're looking at the one.
Yes.
Deserves that opportunity. So Monique, again, I appreciate you. Can't wait to see you soon. Hopefully, if it's not
Mega camp.
okay, then let's make darn sure that we get together, and maybe let's do a happy hour or something. Even though I don't drink, I eat dessert all day. So that's my thing, because my last name is Baker. So
yes. And I appreciate you having me on, Baker. And I just to be on a Ben Baker podcast, and I appreciate it. And I just do want to remind everybody that I am in the Black Label Realty Group. We're strictly referral based. We don't buy leads or anything else, and we would love to serve your clients and have them come be part of our family. But I'm gonna warn you, when they leave, I found out from my clients, they're so spoiled. We spoil them so much that they call back and say, "This agent did." I'll be like, "Stop. We do that. Everybody don't do that." So we will spoil your clients here, and they don't have to do anything but just pick out the house, and we got them. We got them.
Love that. We're going to do the same thing. I think we're doing it, but again, we can do it at an even higher level. So thanks for setting the bar so high. Veda Wright, she is a superstar. And again, I thank you again for honoring us. And guys, let's go serve our clients at a high level, right? Because someone needs our help. And I think it's our responsibility to go find who they are, right? So.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Y'all be well.
Okay. Bye.
Okay.
Money, 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 money.